Hey, good morning. What's poppin'? This your boy Jay the Comedian. How y'all doing today? How am I doing? Oh, it's a beautiful day in Chicago, so I'm doing very, 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 very well. Okay, anyway, what will we talk about today? Today we'll be talking about how to reach the truth. Now, it's funny that the Jehovah Witness organization refers to itself as the truth. Because when you have the truth, it's very easy to get to, it's not really something hard to find out. It's certain steps you take, and then eventually you end up getting the truth. But being called the truth doesn't make it the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if I were to call myself Tyrannosaurus Rex, would I expect to one day get pulled over by some scientists and thrown into a cage and examined? Will they really be like, oh my God, we caught the last living Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is amazing. I can't believe it. I mean, look, he changed. Look at his name. His name is Tyranna, middle name Saurus, last name Rex. Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he's the last remaining one, obviously. Or is that ridiculous? To me, that sounds very, very, very ridiculous. But according to the Jehovah Witness, that makes sense. Yeah, it's the truth. And they take that and they run with it. Now, anybody who calls the religion the truth, especially XJWs, you should probably stop. Because when you call the religion the truth, subconsciously it does something, Especially does something to somebody who don't know what you're talking about. It's like if you were to say, oh man, I just left the love of my life. She was getting on my nerves. And her name was legally the love of your life. You know what I'm saying? Or the love of my life, that was her legal name. And you were like, oh, she got on my nerves. She was irritating. Oh, I hated the love of my life. People will hear that and be like, well, there's something wrong with you. If you leave the love of your life. No, that was just the legal name she gave herself. Because that's what Jehovah Witnesses did. They gave themselves the name the truth. We are the truth, and you can only have the truth if you're with us. First off, any organization that calls itself the truth, not even just organization, anything, anywhere, it says, hey, this is the truth, a red flag should come up. Whenever I say, hey, you can come over my house, I have the best cable in the neighborhood. It's the truth. You should immediately say, yeah, he's probably lying. That's how it should go. Nobody should take anybody's word who just makes exaggerated claims or make exaggerated weird names like that, okay? People would only call something the truth if they know it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? If it's the truth, you don't need to call it the truth. I've never heard scientists say, the earth is round and this is the truth. I've never heard a scientist say that. I just heard scientists say, yeah, the earth is round, bro. If you want to check it out yourself, we've got movies and pictures and DVDs, space shuttles, live space shuttle feeds and whatnot. If you don't believe us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's something that you can do. Because the truth doesn't really need to be defended that hard. It's the truth. It kind of defends itself. You know what I'm saying? 1 + 1 = 2. You don't need to defend that. There's no way in the world you're going to take two things and make it three, unless you're talking about relations. That's the only time two people can become three people. Or animals or vice versa. But other than that, 1 + 1 is 2, baby. And there's no changing that. The truth is the truth. And there's no way to get to it except a very specific way. How do you get to the truth? Well, let's say, okay, I got one for you. Let's say that one day you're walking down the street and you see that somebody beat the living crap out of a leprechaun, right? And you're like, I'm going to have to find out who beat the crap out of this leprechaun. So you got two people that you think did it. It was only two people out that night, and you're interviewing them. One person, he looks like he's a regular guy. You ask him, did he beat up any leprechauns? He say no. You look at him, you examine him, nothing weird about him at all, Then you look at the second guy. You say, did you beat up the leprechaun? He's like, no, I haven't beaten up anybody. But you look at him, he got a lot of scratches on his face. He got gold coins falling out of his pocket. His knuckles are swollen and it's like green blood splattered on his shirt. Doing that research, the unbiased research, right? Now let's say this is the thing. The one with all the like blood and like the swollen fists and scratch marks all on him, that's your best friend. That's your best friend in the world. And you really don't want him to be guilty. That's kind of what the Jehovah Witnesses are doing right now, you know? They know the governing body is as guilty as you could possibly be. If you really sit down and you listen and you just pay attention just generally to what they're doing and saying, you know that they're guilty of the stuff they're being charged with in court right now and all the other claims that's been made against them. You just know they're guilty. There's no getting around that thing right there. It's pretty clear cut, you know what I'm saying? But because they're their friend, they're going to try to find a way to make the other guy guilty. The guy who doesn't have any marks on him, the guy without the swollen knuckles, they're going to say, he obviously did it and then healed himself and put his clothes on the governing body. Or put his clothes on the other guy to make him look guilty, you know? Because that's what the Jehovah Witnesses do. They will not come, like, it's nothing they won't do to make up an excuse to make the governing body look like they're good people. No corner they won't cut, you know? It's nothing, like they'll go against the Bible itself to stand up for the organization. Which makes no sense, because that's not how you get to the truth. If you have to lie, like I saw this one post where they straight asked this woman, can you, engage and talk to people once they're disfellowship? If they're family, can you still have a relationship with them? Yeah, you can still have a relationship with them. You can still talk to them and hang out with them. What? This must be some new light. This must be some invisible new light. Some light that's new, but only she can see it. You know what I'm saying? Because last time that I checked, you are to have nothing to do with people that are disfellowship. I've heard somebody say this. Like, oh yeah, you know. And they're like, well, what if an elder saw you? Wouldn't the elder say something? No, they couldn't say nothing. Well, maybe they may try to counsel me, but I've not broken any scriptural, like, rules or regulations or laws. What? Come on, man. Whenever you gotta lie to protect the truth, you may never had the truth at all, I'm afraid to tell you. So this is stuff that I really want to get out and just let people know, man. When it comes to the Jehovah Witness organization, stop calling it the truth, especially if you're not in it no more. Don't even, just get it out your mind. Whenever you feel yourself about to call it the truth, don't. You get to that point and you're just like, well, you know, I left that cult. I'm sorry, I almost called it the truth. I left that cult a little while ago, and yeah, it's the best decision I've ever made. Don't call it the truth. Because the Jehovah Witnesses operate, they don't just get you physically, okay? They get you mentally, and they like to stay right there inside your mind. And one of the things that they really like to do is repetition. Repetition deepens the impression. And if you say it enough, you say it enough, you say it enough, eventually you'll get people to believe you. You'll even get people to say it years after they've been out of the religion themselves. I'm sorry, I called it a religion. The cult. Years after they've left the cult, they're still calling it the truth. But like I said, there's a way to get to the truth. And so far, as a Jehovah Witness, every single way that they use to get to the truth is not how anyone gets to the truth. How do you get to the truth? 1, you be honest. 2, you research. Any and everything. Not just what somebody says to research. It has to be unbiased research. When you got unbiased research, when you're honest with yourself, when you can ask others and come to a good, honest conclusion, that's how you reach the truth. But what do the Jehovah Witnesses say? They say, get all your information from this one website. Read only our version of the Bible because it's the best version. I guess you could read another version, but ours is the best, of course. Our mistranslated book is the best. Our misinterpreted book is the best. Whoa, look at that. I'm gone. I'm not that dark skinned. I should be coming up any second now. There I am. But no, yeah, being a Jehovah's Witness was crazy. It's one of the most craziest things I've ever experienced in my life. And if you were one, you know it's crazy too. And the truth is, it never was the truth. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, holla at your guala, deuces.